There was a time in my world where it was not broken by war. A distant memory, shadowed by my nearer past. Let me tell you the story of my home planet and how I came to glory. It was the date of 3452 when it all started. Our city lived in peace with the Outlands, and the outer trade routes were established. All was well in our country and our planet. I was an orphan of 7 years old, living in the Alpha Quadrant of the city. Every day was filled with sorrow and loneliness. I always lived in the hope for better days to come. Then, in one single day, the fate of Tavion 4 changed. A warp core fell into our orbit, granting us space-traveling technology 1,000 years beyond our own. We thought of it as a gift from above, and accepted it with open arms. A man named Garen McCon rose up to lead us to the new galaxies opened up by the core. Those worlds we would find we called glory. We accepted him in with celebration and feasting, while he plotted behind our backs. He plotted in secret, writing a document containing the names of those he wished to save, including world leaders and people high in society. The rest he wanted slaughtered. And the night came when he struck. We called it the Purge. We were gathered in masses to be executed. All hope seemed lost. And then, in the midst of hopelessness, a hand rested on my shoulder. I looked up to see a massive, hulking man smiling down at me with tears in his eyes. I felt like I was bound to him, and him to me. Then, filled with rage, the stranger lashed out at the captives with unmatched strength, shouting, "To glory! To glory!" Following his berserking fury, many of the other men and women rose up to fight with him that day, until the battle was over. We won a great victory that day, and the children of freedom were born. The stranger then took me in and cared for me like a son. The bond between us grew strong as I grew up in his care. No one ever asked any questions. He was my father, and I was his son. I then called him Athba, the word for father on my planet, forever and always. Our freedom fighters also grew strong. We won many great battles and continued to live on our planet, hoping one day to live in glory. Then one day our chance came. One of our operatives found some valuable intel of a laboratory holding one of the ships to lead the so-called chosen ones to glory. We took the chance, and over months of planning we set out to take our prize. The day rose with a hot, burning sun, and so did the vigor of our men. Me and my father talked all the way to the battle zone about the worlds we would discover and the times we would have in glory. The war went on for 3 days. We pushed into the lab and held the first 3 floors. All was going well. We would soon be on our way to glory. Then, the unthinkable happened. couldn't believe it. He took the bullet from me, a former orphan. Lying in my arms, his kind eyes looked up to me once more and said,
"Lead my people to glory, my son. Remember my love there forever and always."
And then he breathed his last. I knew what I had to do. I knew what my father wanted of me. To lead his people to glory.